run a successful TV news business. We film breaking stories.
The inspiration for Nightcrawler was a crime photographer named Ouija from the 1930s in New York City. He was the first guy to put a police scanner in his car and go to crime scenes.
What are you after?
A camcorder and a police scanner.
I realized that the modern equivalent were these guys who call themselves stringers and/or nightcrawlers who drive around at night.
That's too fast, dude!
It seemed like a more kinetic, energetic landscape to set a story, and I just started thinking about it from there.
What if my problem wasn't that I don't understand people, but that I don't like them?
Lou's character came from an awareness that I have that a lot of people under 30, tens of millions of people, I think, statistically, either can't find employment or find employment that's piecemeal and they can't really sustain themselves. And I was very intrigued with the idea of a character coming out of that desperation, and he finds his calling.
His character was so different from anything I'd ever done, you know. I just loved saying Dan's words. I followed them punctuation to punctuation. Who am I? I'm a hard worker. I set high goals, and I've been told that I'm persistent.
I don't think I've ever actually worked with an actor with that challenging of a role, and he just nailed it.
I prepped over 2 months, losing weight, staying up at night, and then sleeping during the day.
First of all, he was starving to death. He wasn't eating.
Jake said, I'm thinking of losing weight. Pounds started coming off. Finally, he got like 25 pounds into it. All makes sense now, but believe me, there was a time that it looked vaguely scary.
David 109965, checking in CIC.
Growing up in Los Angeles, I would see a coyote walking down the street and just stare at you. You know that it either just killed something or wanted to kill you. And I thought Lou was really a coyote.
What if I was obliged to hurt you for something like this?
He just immersed himself in it. He's basically gone, this character's desperate and hungry, and he was. And that just brings on a very primal, instinctive, predatory desperation in you. It does.
When I say that I want these things, I mean that I want them, and I don't want to have to ask again.
It's a world in and of itself, and if I was going to portray the world, I wanted to do it accurately. So I made a bond with the top stringers / nightcrawlers in Los Angeles.
These two brothers, they're from the UK. You got a sense that, you know, what they've seen, what these nightcrawlers have seen has given them a lot of perspective.
We've been helping out Dan, riding out with Jake and Bill and the other cast, showing them what a real stringer does.
We spent a couple nights with them going around listening to the scanners go off.
Base inside the location, possibly armed.
And then you hear the right code and then you're gone. And then the adrenaline's up, you're overtaking people to try and get there before the competition.
You know, 6 blocks, then a right.
On what?
In the movie, Jake's character will move bodies and things like that, which is something we certainly wouldn't do.
Is that blood on your shirt?
But generally speaking, his actions are based on what we've done.
7827, we just turned northbound on Western.
Stay on the police car.
Just like a combat soldier or an EMT worker, there is an adrenaline rush that comes from being around dramatic, hypercharged situations like a crime scene or somebody dying. And I think they sort of strangely do become addicted to it.
Yeah, I definitely crave the adrenaline rush.
You won't necessarily hear the call go out on the police radio. You will hear the gunshots before anything. I've seen people drop dead behind me in my rearview mirror from gunshot wounds. You see muzzle flashes from guns as you're driving around corners.
A 15-year-old kid with an AK-47 comes out, levels the AK-47 at me and just fires. And I get it on tape.
We beat the police.
It's all about getting that first shot. You want flames, you want the shootout on tape, you want victims. It's literally that cutthroat.
So what do you say? Do you have a deal? I think that Lou Bloom is the product of his generation and culture in general. He was brought up totally on the internet. His interaction with people has been limited, you know, and as a result, I think he's sort of apathetic to feelings.
He's dead. Get this shot.
He's the product of the idea of capitalism, which is success at any cost. And that's something that he believes in deeply and that he follows to the end.
You saw him.
Other people may see it as a tale of evil succeeding. For me, I was just trying to tell as realistic and objective a story as possible of a young man who's troubled and has certain gifts, who enters a world in which those gifts are rewarded rather than being punished.
I like to think of it as the ultimate success story.
I will never ask you to do anything that I wouldn't do myself.
Oh my